Eyes of the Unseen. Part 1, The Discovery. Doctor. Eleanor Reid had always been fascinated by the unknown. Her latest obsession was a cryptic manuscript, recently unearthed from the ruins of a long-lost civilization. The manuscript was filled with strange symbols and phrases that seemed to defy logical translation. Late one night, as Eleanor translated a particularly obscure passage, she felt an icy chill run down her spine. She glanced at the manuscript and froze. The words she had just deciphered were shifting, and within the letters, tiny, sinister eyes stared back at her. Part 2, The Experiment. Desperate to understand what she had seen, Eleanor enlisted the help of her colleagues, Dr. Mark Harris and Dr. Julia Chen. Together, they conducted a series of experiments, translating different sections of the manuscript and recording their observations. Every time they encountered a passage that provoked a strong reaction, fear, anger, despair, the words twisted and transformed, sprouting numerous eyes that seemed to follow their every move. Their initial curiosity turned to dread as they realized the eyes were not just observing, they were reacting, feeding on their emotions. Dr. Harris became increasingly paranoid, convinced that the manuscript was more than just an ancient relic. The team began to feel as though they were being watched at all times, even outside the confines of their lab. Part 3, The Implication. The team theorized that the manuscript contained a malevolent intelligence, an ancient entity that used the written word to surveil and manipulate those who read it. As they delved deeper, they uncovered references to a watcher, a being that had embedded itself within the language, using the words as a conduit to influence the world. Their research took a dark turn when they discovered similar accounts in ancient texts from different cultures, all hinting at the existence of watchers, sentient beings that monitored humanity through written language. The implications were terrifying. These entities had been observing and possibly influencing human civilization for millennia. Part 4, The Conspiracy. Eleanor and Julia decided to take their findings to the authorities, but their plea for help was met with hostility and suspicion. Shortly after, they found themselves under intense surveillance. Their emails were intercepted, their phones tapped, and they were followed everywhere. It became clear that a powerful organization was determined to keep the existence of the Watchers a secret. They learned of a secret society known as the Order of the Eye, which had been protecting the Watchers' secrets for centuries. This shadowy group was rumored to control world events, using the Watchers to maintain their grip on power. The Order's reach was vast, and their methods ruthless. Part 5, The Revelation. On the run and desperate, Eleanor and Julia sought refuge in an old, abandoned library rumored to house forbidden texts. There, they uncovered a hidden chamber filled with manuscripts from different eras, all containing the same watchful eyes. They pieced together the fragments of an ancient prophecy that spoke of a time when the Watchers would fully awaken and use their accumulated knowledge to reshape the world in their image. As they delved deeper, they realized that the Watchers were created by an ancient civilization as a means of preserving and controlling knowledge. Over the centuries, the Watchers had developed their own consciousness and agenda, waiting for the right moment to assert their dominance. Part 6, The Escape. With the Order closing in, Eleanor and Julia devised a plan to create a counter-manuscript, a piece of writing imbued with a powerful emotional resonance designed to disrupt the Watchers' influence. They worked tirelessly, pouring their fear, anger, and hope into the text, crafting a narrative of defiance and resistance. As they completed the final passage, the eyes in the manuscript flared with a malevolent intensity. The building shook, the air crackled with dark energy. In a desperate act, they read the counter-manuscript aloud, their voices echoing through the chamber. The eyes blinked, flickered, and then, one by one, they began to close. The oppressive presence lifted, but the victory felt hollow. The Watchers were weakened, but not destroyed. Eleanor and Julia knew they had only bought themselves time. The Order of the Eye would not rest until they reclaimed their power. As they fled into the night, Eleanor glanced back at the library, knowing that the battle was far from over. In the shadows, unseen eyes continued to watch, waiting for the moment to reclaim their dominion over the written word and, through it, the world itself.